What's going on, you guys? What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. You already know who it is. It's your host with the most, Kensu. Hopefully you guys are doing well today. So, Guilty Gear Strive's brand new character, Jacko, has been released. And I've been playing her like crazy. In fact, I actually ran a stream where I literally played Jacko for 24 hours. Yeah, 24-hour stream. Sounds crazy. 24 hours of straight Guilty Gear Strive. All Jacko. A little bit of chip sprinkled in there. So what I want to do is bring out my impressions on Jacko, not just from that stream, but pretty much over the last couple days of just playing her, just straight. But before I get to that, you guys already know what to do. If you're not already following the channel, obviously I would suggest you do so. Hit subscribe, notification bell, stay up to date with anything and everything going on with this channel. And with that being said, let's get to my current thoughts on Jacko in Guilty Gear Strive. So my current thoughts on Jacko, right, you guys? I can tell you with a straight face, I had a lot of fun playing her, and I'll be the first to tell you she is a great addition to Guilty Gear Strive. Like, probably, in my honest opinion, the most unique character, probably most technical character next to like Zato. And I think if you're gonna intend to main her, just really briefly, like it's gonna take some time. Like that character is not very, I don't feel like Jacko's very new player friendly, unfortunately. I think that's not something that people want to hear, unfortunately. She's not really a pick up and play kind of character. You do have to put in some time with her. She is very, very different from Guilty Gear Xrd. I don't really want to get into that in this video, but just trust me when I say, as someone who played Xrd extensively, you know, all the way up until the deathbed, that she's a very different character now. And I think that the difference of her now is like, it's really good. I think it's a very welcome change as far as I'm concerned. You know, I guess what you guys might be looking for, like what is she like, right? You know, like what does Jacko kind of play like, right? Jacko, to me, you know, I guess the easiest way to like explain it from Guilty Gear terms is she's a lot similar to like, I guess, Venom in some ways, but it's not really Venom. Like it's still like Jacko at its core, but like there's like a mixture of like different things there. I guess the only real thing that seems very Venom-esque is that, you know, you can hit the minions and kind of ping pong them towards your enemies. So you can kind of play this cool little ricochet game. Well, that would be like the closest thing I would say. She's still like her own character, so you know, it's very easy to say Venom function, if you will, but not really the case. She really still is her own character with the way like you can hit minions onto your opponent and then they bounce off, and you can still command the minions to do things. It's like a pseudo puppet character in a sense. So kind of like Zato, but not like Zato, but kind of like Venom, but not like Venom, but still like Jacko, but not quite like Zato and Venom. Like, does that make sense? I was a little confusing there, but still, trust me. Like her pressure game is really unique. You know, the ability to do, you know, 3 different things with the, actually you get 4 different options with the goons or the minions. Basically, you can unsummon them, which will help, you know, regenerate the gauge. You can do the minion attack. You can do the minion shield, which blocks enemies' attacks and makes the command grab super guaranteed. There's also the bomb minion that sets up, you know, some kind of like mix up, some types of damage, some kinds of Oki or mix up situations. So there's a lot of unique things about her that make her very fun to play and fun to lab. You know, she's a very big time like training mode character. Like I can see that the skill ceiling for the character is very, very high. You know, and from playing her even on a basic level, I believe that you can be effective, right? So that's kind of like my little starting point here. Let's kind of move more towards like on a basic level with Jacko, right? On a basic fundamental level, Jacko can be very strong, but she really shines with the minions. So with that being said, like you can do like a small combo into her soccer ball kick and then RC and still get like a very easy basic combo. But the thing about it is you really want to learn how to utilize the minions, because the minions are really where Jacko's gameplay like flourishes, because there's a lot of creativity, right? So for example, let's say that you sandwich your opponent with Jacko and a minion. You know, if you have a lot of these minion gauge, you can do a lot of different pressure strings and type of pressure options to kind of trick up your opponent. So like maybe sneak in a throw, maybe an overhead, maybe hit them or catch them pressing buttons. Like I can't stress enough, it's very, very creative, you know, and barring where your minions are, like it's so overwhelming You know, this is why I say she's not really a beginner character, because I know a lot of people see her, they see that she's cool, and then if she was too easy with the way that she operates in this game, she might be too good. But I think, honestly, she is a strong character. I think she's very fun. I don't really want to talk about where she is on the tier list, because when I was streaming, a lot of people that, where's she on the tier list? I'm like, dude, she's just a fun character to play. She's very good. She has a lot of cool options, and I think that's kind of where it goes for me, right? From a matchup perspective, I do feel like there will be some matchups that will be very difficult. One of them being Axel right now, in my honest opinion. I think Naga Ryuki can be kind of difficult too. Same with like maybe Mei. Mei was kind of difficult for me too. But I feel like most of everything else feels like she can handle it, you know, somewhat well. Obviously I'm gonna need more playtime to really dive deep into what matchups are kind of good and bad for her. But I would say those three in particular, from my experience over the course of these few days, those are some of the toughest matchups for me personally. Obviously, again, it can change over time. I feel like the creativity behind Jackal and the way that you can play the character, I think that it leaves a lot of room for creativity for the players. So I can't stress enough. I think, you know, Arxis did a pretty bang up job with the character. I honestly can't wait to see what more comes for her. You guys are probably wondering this. I'm just gonna go ahead and be honest with you guys. Am I gonna be maining Jackal? The answer to that is yes. I'll be maining her alongside Chip, and I'll be playing both those characters competitively in events, etc, etc. The whole nine, blase, whoop-de-whoop. Will there be a lot of Jackal stuff here on this channel? Absolutely. Will I be working on guides? Of course. Jackal is not a very easy character to get into, and I think I have a pretty good handle on her now on like on a basic level, you know, and maybe even somewhat of an intermediate level for what she currently has and what I currently have figured out. So I will be working on things to kind of help that out for you guys. So be on the lookout for that. I guess to quickly summarize, because I don't want to get too deep into this, because we'll save this for another time, but generally speaking, I do think Jackal is a great character. I do think she will take a lot of time. She will take a lot of time investment away from the player to try to iron out things to like make her stronger as you go along as a player. And it just, man, if you really like the character, I'm gonna be the first to tell you to stick with her, because she does seem like she's worth it. Like, she does seem like a very worthwhile, you know, venture. There will be some matchups that will be problematic as time goes on, but I think she has enough in her kit that can help her outplay a lot of the matchups that may seem kind of bad for her. Because I'll tell you one thing for certain, guys. One thing I figured out about Jackal really quickly, her corner game is very, very strong. And it's just a matter of time before more tech gets figured out to make that corner game even more stronger than what I think it is now, or what it currently is right now, based on a lot of factors, right? But yeah, I don't want to make this too long. I wanted to give you guys a quick impressions of Jackal after a period of time. Let me know how you guys feel about Jackal in the comments below. I want to know how you guys feel about the latest addition to Guilty Gear Strive. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I will catch you guys in the next video. You already know what it is. 10 more Guilty Gear. All right, all of you, play it.